Welcome back to the second half. Sambo scoring first for Burnley, and equaliser from Pagoli as West Ham in the white shirts get us away, attacking the goal to our left hand side. No changes from either side, by the way. Burnley in lead, I remind you, in card and blue. Here's Pagoli, you've got the West Ham goal. Runs forward from the left hand side, cuts in towards the penalty area. Has got Creswell away. Creswell's cross, hacked away by Lawton. Creswell again, far side, tries to dig out one or two options there for West Ham. Long ball forward now up towards Boaks, who's on 11 goals for the season. One ahead of Andre Gray in the goal scoring stakes for Burnley. And Collins gets it back. Burnley lucky to be with 11 men at the moment. And as I say, no changes, but Burnley got a full complement of players. No Michael Keane in the 16. No George Boyd in the 16. Well, one or two options that Burnley could use, like Johan Berg Gudmundsson for example, and one or two others. Here's Creswell though for West Ham. Long ball in there towards Byron, who can't keep it in, and it will be a throw deep inside Burnley territory on the left hand side to the Clarets. And 1-1 is the score then. And just to remind you, this is a delayed stream. So please do not comment on the second half, and then afterwards we'll have the post-match interviews with Sean Dyche, and of course a little appraisal to finish the Clarets Match Delayed for you. Of course, the earlier stream that we did, we had a few technical problems, so we're doing the second, and then obviously we'll do this in two parts. As West Ham now come forward looking to try and get themselves a victory that will end. They've actually, funnily enough, West Ham been very good on the road rather than they have been at the London Stadium. As the ball goes back to Heaton, who kicks it away right footed up and over the halfway line, but it's going to go into the left hand penalty box, and Adrian just clutches it into his chest, and we get the game going again. Here's Collins in the D, and he gets it back to Adrian. We had about 2.5 minutes of the second half gone. 1-1 is the score. Here's Stephen Ward for Burnley. Oh, he was surely taken out by Snodgrass from behind. That's surely got to be a yellow card offence. Bobby Madley decides it's a free kick only. I felt that was a free kick and a yellow card there to Robert Snodgrass. I really felt that. Was a silly old challenge, I have to say. I've seen a lot worse for a free kick. Ward is going to leave it, and it's going to be Robbie Brady to take Koski's forward from the back there. Harfield is on the far side as well. Robbie Brady to swing it in left footed into the mixer. Then Brady with a free kick towards the penalty area. It goes. Koski in there, and Harfield couldn't reach it on the edge of the D, but Westwood might. And here's Lawton, Burnley ball in there from the right, and Vokes his header just wide of the left hand post, about a couple of feet wide in fact, and a goal kick to West Ham. With a nice move there from Burnley. There's the cross, definitely onside. Was Vokes there as he's looking for his 12th league goal of the season, but he couldn't get any sufficient purpose. The header came from about 16-17 yards out. Michael Keane's future is up in the air. There's been a reported interest from Liverpool and Manchester United, his former club. Well, it'll be up to Mike Garlick to decide, and Sean Dyche, of course, to decide what will happen there. But well, the future of Michael Keane is certainly up for debate. He has a year left on his current contract, and I'm sure that Sean Dyche will want to keep him. There has been murmurs, certainly from Dyche, that he wants to keep Michael Keane, but it all depends on the player. Money talks sometimes in this game, unfortunately, and sometimes in Burnley's case it's always been the same. Even in Bob Law's day, you have to buy, you have to sell to survive. Here comes Fernandez. Fernandez will try the shot, hit Westwood. It will come here for Snodgrass. Infield to Ayew. Ayew on the edge of the area. Tries to dig it out of his feet, but well played Scott Arfield. Got back there, got the ball calmly back to Tom Heaton. Did really well, the number 37. We've criticised a bit this year. Well, certainly has been criticised quite a lot on the YouTube channel, but today he's had a good game. He's been decent. He's not been guilty of too much untoward. As we see an offside decision against West Ham. There was actually 2 of them off. Ayew, I think, was one of them. 5 minutes gone in the second half. West Ham and Burnley drawing 1-1. Long ball forward up towards... fell there surely on Vokes by Byram. And that has to be a 3 kick to Burnley, hasn't it? Vokes is climbing an elbow. I think he might have a point there. I think Byram knew what he was doing. I think he's got away with one there, Sam Byram. I think that's a yellow card offence. Quite honestly. So a 3 kick, but a 3 kick isn't even given. I think that's a disgrace. Here's Robbie Brady. Brady now from the left hand side. Has to work it though. Infield to Westwood. Westwood now to Arfield. Lovely ball. Now a chance here now for Lawton. Good cross in there, but he couldn't pick out Vokes at the left hand post. At the far post, and a goal kick. But Matt Lawton has put in a couple of buttes from the right hand side, and what I mean by that, I mean crosses. Vokes was just onside, although there wasn't enough to spare. Wasn't a lot to spare, I should say, and in the end it's a goal kick, but could have been a lot more promising for Burnley. Next goal you feel now will put either team in the ascendancy, whoever gets the goal. Here's Adrian, the goalkeeper, with a long kick. And that's going to go out for a throw to Burnley. Almost halfway inside their half. And here is Stephen Ward. The Burnley fans still making an awful lot of noise. The last game of the season is always going to be that sort of occasion, really. The fans will be in party mode. After the commentary, the second half commentary, you'll hear from Sean Dyche and his appraisals of the season. I don't think you'll worry too much about today's game, too much in a hurry, but I'm sure Burnley will want a good end of the season, and of course, and then after this live stream, all eyes will turn on Saturday to the match live from Wembley as Chelsea take on Arsenal in the 137th, I think, or 36th, sorry, FA Cup final at Wembley. And we will begin our coverage at 5 o'clock live as goes down in the penalty area. Has to be a penalty. He was definitely down in the penalty area. O'Connor has been penalised, but it's a 3 kick on the edge. I think that's a penalty. I really do. Ball played forward by Westwood. And O'Connor, that's a penalty for me. How has the referee not seen that? And the linesman maybe should be consulting the referee. Actually, where if that was inside, that should be a penalty, and I think the referee's assistant should be doing more to help. But there you go. It's a disgraceful decision, I have to say, by the referee. It's a foul for sure. I think we can all agree on that. But that is a penalty. We've seen the replay twice, and there's definitely a clumsy challenge in the penalty area by Ogbonna, and it should be a penalty, but it's not. It's a 3 kick. It's to the right of the D. It's on the edge of the D. It's about 19 yards from goal. Adrian has built a 5-man wall. Brady will fancy this on the left foot. It'll take something special to get it over. It's a very tall wall. There's at least 3 6-footers in that wall. There's going to be 4, maybe 5 in that wall, and 3 of the 5 in that wall are going to be 6 foot plus. So this is going to be a tough ask for Robbie Brady, but if anyone can do it, Robbie Brady can. Referee's ready. We're ready. The wall seems to be 10 yards back, although Brady will clear it at Figurli wasn't 10 yards back. He shoots left footed. He's gone over the crossbar, but Burnley should, in my opinion, should have had a penalty. And I think that is a poor decision from Bobby Madley and his officials. I think that is a penalty, not a 3 kick. It just doesn't. Oh dear me! When the referees make them sort of calls like that, it makes you want to tear out your hair in frustration, because you want the referees and the officials to get these decisions right, not wrong, and that is a real frustration, I suppose, because when you look at the way Ogbonna was tangling there. That's a penalty. It's not a free kick. It just isn't. And I just find that absolutely amazing. I really do. I'm beside myself in frustration. It just doesn't bear thinking about. But it's still 1-1, and there's still a long way to go in this game. There's a chance here for West Ham. Far side. Can the cross come in? It can. And it comes to Byram inside the penalty area. Byram shoots. Good block there by Westwood. And hacked away by Burnley on towards Gray. Now Vos trying to get it back to Gray. But the ball has gone too far to Gray's right. And he can't rescue the situation. Here come West Ham now. 55 minutes of the game gone. And they're just running into space. And then Burnley winning the next one. The referee allowing the advantage to continue, but here come West Ham, but Ward cutting that one out, and again Burnley surviving. And I have to say, it has been a remarkable second half so far. So 1-1 is the score, but still plenty of time for a winning goal to happen. As the ball knocked away again, and it's Robbie Brady, I think, on the far side trying to make something of it, and then he wins the ball. Now then, chances here for Burnley to make something positive happen. Gray might do so. Gray inside the area. Good tackle there by Byram, who hooks it away, and it's gonna be Lanzini picking that one up now for West Ham. Still one each, and the ball's out for a throw to West Ham. Andre Gray thought he was in there for a goal here for Burnley, trying to level up with some blocks in the goal scoring shots. He still hasn't given up hope on trying to level it up. Maybe a hint of handball possibly against Darfield in the build up, but it didn't come off for Burnley in any case. Still 1-1 then. Second half delayed commentary of the final game of the season between Burnley and West Ham, the final Clarets match of the season, with the final live game last week against Bournemouth, and that turned out to be a disaster one way or the other. Now we've had we've really struggled a bit today as well against West Ham. Got in front through Sam Vokes, and then Tarkowski actually building that out. We've just seen a replay of the ball going on the roof and then back in again. But it is a corner for Gouley now to take it. West Ham looking to go 2-1 ahead. Will Paguli float this one in? They're going to go short in fact, and there's a chance now for Creswell. Can Creswell create something? He plays a 1-2 there with Paguli, and Creswell has kept the ball in, but Burnley should have enough sufficient numbers to get it properly away, but not very far. Now a chance here for Snodgrass, just taking it off Font, as Font gets the crossing, hits the defender Ward, his opposite number, and it's out for a throw, level with the Burnley penalty area. 59 minutes we're into now, 58.5 minutes actually now being played at Turf Moor. Here's Font now for West Ham rather, infield to Lanzini, still in a good 10-15 yards inside Burnley territory. Here's Paguli, who got the equaliser, of course, cancelled out that opening goal from Sam Vokes 4 minutes before. And here come West Ham once again with Hernandez. Hernandez now infield again. Lanzini to Paguli, deep inside Burnley territory. Font with a shot, charged down again by his opposite number Stephen Ward. But then Font picks the ball up again, finds Hernandez. Now Font, signed in January from Southampton. Could have had a cup final to look forward to, but he said he wanted to join Slaven Bilic at West Ham. He didn't think Southampton matched his ambitions, although Southampton will finish above West Ham in terms of league position this season, because West Ham probably won't get out of the bottom half of the table. That's a good ball now. Chance here now for Byron. Can he keep it in? He can. Ball back across and out by Lilton for a corner. There was only Ayew in the middle, and Burnley had enough defenders back to cover the cross from Byram. It was a nice run from Sam Byram. Got to the byline, got there before Ward did, And Lawton, the right back, knocking it out for a corner. Now Burnley have to be careful now. We're playing an hour. Do not switch off from the short corners. I think Lanzini will float it in from the far side. 60 minutes gone, half an hour to play. The corner comes in towards the penalty area, and Iowa's there. Collins at the back post. It comes off Collins last, in fact, and it will be a goal kick to Burnley. And a little bit of respite now for the Clarets as that corner came in. A little bit of head tennis going on. I think the referee didn't give anything in the end, but Collins has done pretty well today. Welshman, although very lucky not to possibly see an early red card, although Westwood could easily say the same about him. His challenge in the first half wasn't exactly watertight either. And here's Ayew now on halfway, threads it out to the far side. That's lovely football. Infield to Ayew. Ayew turns away from Westwood. Now finds Faguli. Faguli plays that ball towards the near side, but Brady will win that one. And in fact, a foul against Sam Byram. Possible overzealous in there as the ball came in. He knew what he was doing. Clear elbow. Should be a yellow card. And I think a bit lucky to get away with that. Here's Lawton now for Burnley. 1-1 is the score. We're inside the last half an hour of the match. And here is Gray, far side. Ogbonna to meet him. And then the ball back towards Lawton. Arfield was lurking again. It'll come for Snodgrass, but it'll come for Brady. Brady now touching it on. Can Ward get there? No, he can't. Good tackle though by Byram. It will be a throw to Burnley, level with the West Ham penalty area. Bobby Madley having one or two struggles in this game today. Here comes the throw. Stephen Ward a take. Ward will take it, throws it into the mixer. Vokes flicking it on. Collins gets in away. Then back in there by Henrik. And he's given a free kick against Vokes on Font. Well, I thought it was more Font on Vokes. I can't understand that decision either. So in theory you could say it was a penalty. Well, Bobby Madley making one or two rash and not so good decisions in this second period, I suppose. Here's Brady now on the left hand side to Vokes, infield to Westwood. Now they're moving it towards the left, and Arfield has done really well. Good presence of mind now. Lawton needs to cross it in well. Didn't cross it in first time very well, and cross it in the second time. Away by Collins, and only as far as Westwood, who hit it from about 25 yards on the half volley, but hit it straight in to the Jimmy McElroy stand, and the goal kick it is to West Ham United. I still don't understand why the referee penalised Vokes there. I just literally don't understand why. Seems a very, very odd decision to me, but the referee was adamant and we play on. Vokes is a very physical type of player. Of course, he doesn't suffer too many fools gladly. As Heaton kicks away now for Burnley, up over the halfway line. Vokes to win the next one, then so too does Gray. Dow Henrik to win the next one. Ward is there too. Ward gets it forward up towards Brady. Brady doing well. 63 and 64 minutes nearly gone. Burnley 1, West Ham United 1. Long ball forward, but that'll be well read by Lawton, who gets it back no problem at all to the ever dependable Tom Heaton, Burnley's Player of the Year. Got it, won the award a week ago to great delight, and I certainly thought he'd be Player of the Year, and it's marvellous to see him pick up that award at the awards ceremony last week. In fact, Keane got Player of the Year at the Turf Moor Awards show, and Jeff Henrik got goal of the season for that effort he got against Bournemouth here back in late November, December in that 3-2 classic. And wins most of them, but they're being held in this one 1-1 with about 25 minutes left of this second half to We've had 20 minutes now exactly of the second half. Here's folks with a flick on. Now Gray might just get there. Arfield was there too. Gray wins it. Now Lawton on the far side, the right hand side. Plays it to Westwood. The cross coming in towards Arfield at the back post. It was a decent effort from Westwood to get the ball in the first place, but it's hooked away by West Ham. The ball forward towards half line. Ward winning that next one, and then Arfield hacking down his man Lanzini, and a free kick to West Ham. And we're going to see a substitution in just a second. I believe Johan Gudmundsson's going to come on. I wonder if Scott Arfield will come off. And well, it's Robbie Brady. Well, I don't understand that one. I think Brady has been brilliant, but I'd have taken Arfield off. Even though he's had a decent game, I would have took Arfield off, because with Brady on we seem a more balanced side. But he's getting a good round of applause, although I do question Dyche's wisdom on the substitution. But looks like he's decided to stick with Arfield possibly for the full 90 perhaps, which I find quite questionable, because Arfield isn't exactly the world's best player, but he's had a decent game today, in fairness to Scott Arfield. But I think that's a questionable decision from Dyche to take off Robbie Brady. That's Bonner now for West Ham, getting it forward, but Lawton is there deep inside his own half, gets it up and into the West Ham half, and Gray will chase deep inside the territory, but he was isolated against 3 Hammers defenders, and he wasn't going to catch up with play at that particular rate. Font to win the next header deep inside his own territory. Now Ward has it on halfway on the left hand side, infield to Westwood. Westwood touching it back, and then long to Tarkowski, back to long again, just passing it around. 67 minutes almost gone. Burnley 1, West Ham 1. Good second half again here at Turf Moor. We had a good first half. We're having a very good second half too. Here's Heaton with the kick, right footed from outside the penalty area, deep inside Burnley territory. Now Lawton has it, infield to Gray. Gray can't control it, and here's a chance now for Henrik. Now here's Ward. Ward now. Arfield tries to offer him some support, but not doing enough in my opinion now. As Lawton gets that in, that's a good run, but just too hard the through ball. Has to lot of Jeff Henrik down that left hand side to try and rescue the ball from going behind, but Sean Dyche asking for more, asking for a lot more on the touchline. This defeat won't affect things too much at the end of the season for Burnley, because they're safe. West Ham are good as safe anyway. They were good as safe as far as 3 weeks ago was concerned. But it's been a very tough old season all round for everybody, and but Burnley have achieved what they set out to achieve at the start of the season, which was to stay in the Premier League, and they're going to do so with plenty to spare, because the bottom 3 I think are all losing at the moment. Middlesbrough getting beat up, Liverpool, Spurs absolutely running riot at Hull at the moment, and Sunderland being beaten by Chelsea. Here's a chance now for Byron to get the cross in, but it's charged down. We're halfway now through the second half, 22 minutes just under to play. Here's Byron with the throw, 10 yards from the edge of the Burnley penalty area, and then the ball just gets passed back towards halfway again, and now West Ham will have to build from their own half once again. Here's Creswell from Faguli now on the left hand side, running at Gudmundsson here, goes past Gudmundsson, gets the cross in Faguli. That's a decent ball in, but again, no one really waiting in the centre for any real penetration. It was a good cross, but again, there's just nobody in there to penetrate that cross and try and test Tom Heaton at all. And behind it went for the goal kick to the Clarets. It's Robert Snodgrass scored the equaliser for Hull here at the start of September in a 1-1 draw. That was the game really which neither team probably on balance deserved to win. And it was the 96th minute when he struck that free kick, of course, when he was at Hull. He was the top scorer with 7 goals at the time of leaving, and that's probably not helped Hull's cause too much, because it's just been one problem after another with Hull really, hasn't it? But we're coming up now towards 70 minutes gone exactly. It's exactly 20 minutes of normal time that remains, and it's still Burnley 1, West Ham 1, and still a long way to go in this game. Plus stoppage time, of course. Here's Long now on halfway. Finds Tarkowski. Tarkowski first time ball to Ward. Left hand side. 15 yards inside West Ham's territory on the left hand side, and then it's worked by Westwood to the far side, and Lowton back to Westwood working it in well, and Goodmanson keeping possession, the Iceland man who really did impress at the European Championships, played an impressive role in England's demise last summer. And here come West Ham on the break with Snodgrass. Good tackle there by Ward, and the referee allowing it to go on. I think there was a foul there. Advantage played. Here's Lanzini. Lanzini goes down again. The referee allowing for the advantage. He's allowing the game to flow at every opportunity. Here's a chance for Hernandez. Hernandez might get the shot in. Byram is there on the left-hand side. Hernandez will try the shot. Heating makes the save, and then he doesn't clear the crossbar. It bounces cruelly for Burnley off the crossbar as Lowton was on the line to try and pick it up. And from 2 yards out, Andre Ayew has scored to put West Ham in front, but what a cruel goal for Burnley to concede. West Ham fans delighted, obviously cock a hoop, but how frustrating can that be? Tom Heaton, 14, made a world-class save here to deny Hernandez. Look at that, beautiful save, and then it just didn't clear the crossbar. It bounced right off the top as Lowton was covering on the line to try and get the ball. It ricocheted, pinged right off the bar, and then it just fell invitingly for Ayew to say thank you very much, good night. But Kevin Long and James Tarkowski have to take a little bit of the blame for not picking up Ayew at all. That was poor defending, but that goal had an element of 75% luck and 25% silliness from the two Burnley centre-backs. Burnley 1, West Ham 2 then, and if it stays this way, it's going to be a bit of a bad end to the season for Burnley in terms of results. Tom Heaton having a conversation there. There's a smoke bomb gone off onto the field there. I think there's some over exuberant West Ham fans who have thrown that onto the field. There's a steward there going to pick that up. That won't please the West Ham co-chairman over on the far side, but the smoke bomb has been cleared. That's not what you want to see at a football game. We had all that problems with Millwall yesterday in the playoff final when they stupidly ran onto the pitch to taunt the Bradford team that they'd beaten at their hero coat. David Gold, of course, Cameron Brady's the vice chairman these days, combining her role as an assessor on The Apprentice, the eyes and ears, as Lord Sugar would say. She played a very big role in getting West Ham from Upton Park to the London Stadium. Karen Brady. And she was one of the first women in football, taking over as managing director when Golden Sullivan owned Birmingham City for a while. Here come West Ham again. Here's Creswell, far side. Lowton up against him. Creswell gets the cross in, and again nobody in the centre for the cross. A good crossing from the left by Aaron Creswell. Former Burnley of Ipswich, of course. Did really well there. Took on Lowton, beat him, got the cross in, but there was just nobody in white to get on the end of that for the Hammers. And a goal kick it is to the Clarets of Burnley. In fact, it got a deflection off a defender, so it's not a goal kick, it's a corner. So Snodgrass will take the corner, or will he? No, he's been stopped from doing so. He went to run to get the ball, and I think there's a bit of jostling and pushing. Warden eyed the men involved, and the referee said, right, you two, I'm watching you like hawks. Look at that, pushing and shoving Collins and Tarkowski, Ayew and Ward again. Here comes the corner, left-footed from Snodgrass into the penalty area. Well won there, but it's still not away perfectly yet for Burnley. Lanzini now for West Ham. Coming up towards the last quarter of an hour. Baguli with the cross, the man who got the equaliser. Burnley 1, West Ham 2. Ayew with the goal that could make all the difference as far as the points, destiny of the points in this game is concerned. But both teams have not jacked it in at all. They've not been on the beach in Marbs. by any stretch of the imagination. Here's Sam Vokes, good control. Got a little bit unfortunate then, and when he went to block the attempted clearance by the West Ham player, it hit Vokes and gone out of touch on the far side for a throw about 15 yards from halfway in West Ham's half. He'll feel a bit better about things, Slaven Bilic. His team went one down early on in the first half after 23 minutes, and then 4 minutes later for Gully with the equaliser, although the free kick which led to that was a rather questionable decision from Bobby Madley, and then a pure lucky goal really from West Ham. Tom Eaton had made a great save from a shot from around 20 yards out, and then he thought he tipped it onto the bar, tipped it over the bar, and then it just sort of curled back off the top of the crossbar. Norton couldn't get back, and as the header goes back to Adrian, West Ham survive. And as the ball came back off the crossbar, Ayew from 2 yards out practically headed into the net. But there will be a couple of question marks of the the two centre backs there. Where were they? They weren't tracking his run, and that will disappoint Sean Dyche a little bit. And at the end of this delayed stream, we'll have an interview with Sean Dyche, and then end the proceedings. Chelsea champions, they're picking up the trophy a bit later on. Liverpool and Man City look like getting third and fourth, and Arsenal in fifth. Well, three teams are winning, but it looks as if it's going to be Liverpool and Man City finishing in those Champions League spots. It is Burnley looking for a second equaliser, looking to get back into the game rather. But, Ward can't make anything of it down the left hand side. And the Burnley fans still getting right behind their team, which is quite good. It's been an enjoyable. It's been a really enjoyable game, to be honest, and it's been a game that's really had all sorts of real good things in it, and we're going to see a double substitution. We're going to see Ashley Westwood, who arguably, and I have to say arguably, should have been sent off in the first half, is now going off the field. He's getting a good ovation despite the challenges that came in. And on to Stephen Defoe, the Belgian, whose agent has probably been causing one or two pieces of uncertainty by trying to get him a move away to China. Andre Gray has been sacrificed. I'm a bit surprised at that. So Gray will not get the golden boot. And on comes Ashley Barnes with 6 Premier League goals to his name this season. So he's helped contribute. So all in all, the strikers have contributed something like 27 goals between the three of them. As for Gurley now, we've got the equaliser. He only scored his 3rd league goal of the season. Looks to create one here inside the penalty area for Robert Snodgrass, but he can't succeed. In fact, it was a foul there by Snodgrass inside the penalty area on I think it might have been Stephen Ward. So the free kick to Burnley, 78.5 minutes gone. Vokes from the goal kick gets the ball midway inside West Ham territory, but showed too much of that to Byram. Now Byram has it on the right hand side, gets it to halfway. Ayew, whose goal looks as if it might decide today, the game here today, and the points heading down the M6 and the M1 along with the West Ham coach back to East London. Here is Jose Font, former Southampton man. Snodgrass playing it over the top. Ayew won the chase, but so too was Heaton. Blacking quick off his line, took the ball on the edge of the area pretty comfortably. So the last sort of 11 minutes for stoppage time now with the season remaining. Stephen Defoe now to Matt Lowton on the right hand side. Lowton 10 yards almost inside West Ham territory. Has to carry back over the halfway line. And here's James Tarkowski. Trots to halfway towards the left hand side. Plays a 1-2 with Arfield. Tarkowski now 5 yards inside the West Ham half. Infield. Nearly gave that one away to Ayew. Now the ball with Defoe on halfway. Defoe just does enough to get it to Henrik, and Henrik to Tarkowski inside the centre circle. Now the ball spread out towards Ward on the left hand side. Back in field again to Defoe. Chips it in towards the penalty area, but too close to Adrian. And good sensible defending there by James Collins. 10 minutes to go. Burnley now trailing by 2-1. I've got Ashley Barnes and Stephen Defort on the bench. West Ham I don't think have made a substitution yet. Burnley have used all 3 of their subs now, and Scott Arfield will go towards the end of the game. Good to see Defort getting a run out. Maybe if they can keep him for next season, maybe keep him fully fit. I think he hasn't had much of a chance since he picked up the injuries. Here's Ashley Barnes now. Barnes has got Arfield to his left, and he plays it into Arfield. He switched towards left to right, and he couldn't get through. It was a poor touch really from Arfield, and that looked a foul there on Jeff Henrik. And Bobby Madley was 5 yards away, and I don't think he spotted it. Then a loose ball. West Ham just getting away with 1 or 2 loose balls as Creswell gets it down the left hand side. 81 minutes now gone. Burnley 1, West Ham 2. 9 minutes to play. Here's Tarkowski now for Burnley. 2-1 down. Bugs put Burnley ahead in the 23rd minute. Then 4 minutes later, on 27 minutes, the equaliser from Lanzini after Feguli after a free kick was controversially given for foul on Ayew, which didn't look a foul by Westwood. And then Ayew himself scoring from 2 yards out after Heaton had made a superb save, but the ball looped off his hands and looped agonisingly onto the bar, and Ayew from 2 yards out had the easiest of headers. And for West Ham have got ourselves a free kick, and I think again that looks another dodgy decision. I don't think Henrik will be too happy about that decision, because I think Ayew went down in instalments, possibly 3 or 4 instalments, if I'm being totally frank and downright honest with you. But there we go, free kick to West Ham, 25-30 yards from goal. Lanzini possibly to take it. Snodgrass will be there for the left footer. 4 in the wall, Henrik, Vokes, Long and Barnes. And Snodgrass has scored from this sort of distance, of course, already this season for Hull. It's going to be Lanzini with the right foot and just clears the crossbar. Clears the centre of the crossbar, not by much. 29 yards out. It was the free kick, and not too far over the top. Just to the left of the centre the free kick was positioned, and it wasn't too far away. But I think Tom Heaton had it covered. I think 1 or 2 West Ham fans thought that had gone in. And we're going to see Ashley Fletcher now for West Ham. He's going to replace Robert Snodgrass. No goal for him at Turf Moor today, like it was earlier on in the season when he was playing for Hull City, when he scored that 96th minute extra set missile free kick that denied Burnley 2 points on that occasion. There's Snodgrass now getting a good reception from the West Ham fans. I think Snodgrass's introduction has really galvanised the West Ham side, which was unsettled for a period throughout the middle part of the season with Dimitri Payet's trouble, of course. As soon as they sold him back to Marseille, I think the clouds started to lift and they picked up a bit, especially away from home. West Ham, they haven't had the best of times, as I say, at the Olympic Stadium or the London Stadium to give its new title now. And West Ham trying to pinch a few yards. Creswell there, Sean Dyche absolutely furious with him for that. Throw taken there, and well, Arfield has gone down there in a heap. For Gurley is in fact not Arfield, it's Goodmanson. And if that's a high foot, then that's a red card offence. There it is again, it's there to be won. Oh, he's elbowed the guy. He's elbowed Goodmanson. That should be a yellow card at least. What does the referee here think he's doing? It's a red card offence. Anyway, the free kick's been given. And then Barnes is penalised. Well, that's not a surprise. I'd like to see that one again. Barnes is furious. I don't think he gets a fair deal from referees, Ashley Barnes, I have to be honest. And he's making that point to Bobby Madley, the referee. It's James Collins again involved. Well, Barnes is in there. Well, he's gone down easily again. This time, Collins, I mean, he's bigger than Barnes. I can't understand that decision from Bobby Madley. It's not a free kick. It's absolutely and utterly not. But it's a free kick being given. I just think Bobby Madley's got one or two big decisions wrong here today. The free kick that led to the equaliser, I think he got that one wrong. But, well, not that it's going to matter in terms of relegation or whatever, but I think the referees tried to write his name over one or two of the decisions here today. Here's Tarkowski to Long, deep inside Burnley territory. Long gets it over halfway, looking for Vokes. Vokes beaten to it in the air though by James Collins. Now Fletcher has it for West Ham. And now Paguli on the far side. That's a foul by Goodmanson. A little bit of payback for the earlier elbow incident. And he's booked Goodmanson, but Paguli should have seen yellow as well. Well, if it's one law for one, it shouldn't be another for another. It's a yellow card, I accept that, but Paguli should be seeing yellow as well. You cannot let one player get away with a card and then let another one get off. It's called inconsistency. 4 minutes to go. We've played 86 minutes of normal time. There's going to be at least possibly 3 or 4 minutes at the end of this second half. So one gets that away for Burnley. Trying to find Defoe, but he's lost out. Here's Hernandez trying to try another long range shot, and he has done it. It's gone over the top of the crossbar, this time from about 30 yards out. Hernandez, well, with the top it goes. Got it onto his right foot. Thought about it for a second, did so. Hit it dead central, but over the top. And a goal kick it is to Burnley. Simon Village still asking for more, which is good to see. I think both teams have tried to play the game in a very good spirit, but I think the referees made some very bad decisions today. I will say that. Just remind you, after the match we will go straight and we'll go to Sean Dyche and get his appraisal of the season. I'm sure it's going to be a good appraisal, although I'm sure if it does stay this way, he will be deeply disappointed that he couldn't deliver a win for the Clarets on the final day. And he'll be talking to Clarets players Darren Bentley when we do give you that interview. Here's Stephen Ward now for the Clarets. But, well, back is Ashley Fletcher. Did well, actually, to get the ball away to Sam Byram. Did really well there down the right-hand side. Byram gave Arfield the slip, and in fact, Arfield has conceded the free kick to moans and groans. I don't think the Burnley players have had the fair decisions from Bobby Madley. Is not pretty popular around these parts. Well, he didn't touch him at all there, Arfield. That is another ridiculous decision. I think Scott Arfield can count himself very, very unlucky. I think Bobby Madley has called a few favours for West Ham today, I'm afraid. Here's the free kick by Adrian. I don't like to talk about the referee, but some of the decisions he's made in West Ham's favour have sort of been mind-boggling decisions. It really has. Still Burnley 1, West Ham 2. Ball out of play, and it will be a throw to be taken by Matt Lawton. So, well, there you go. It's just one of those unfortunate things, I suppose. Here's Bars up towards Vokes. Vokes controls it, but he can't control it enough. And then Vokes controls it, and then it's a corner kick. Now Burnley have a chance. 90 seconds remaining of normal time. Can they snatch a point right at the death? He's giving a goal kick. Well, that's absolutely ridiculous from Bobby Madley. Well, it's a corner for me every day of the week. Collins has won that. And, well, you don't give a corner and then 30 seconds later give a goal kick. I find that amazing. Even if you do get the decision right in the end, you do not give one decision and then retract the decision. It's absolutely incited the fans. Well. Here's the goal kick taken by Adrian. We're inside the last minute of normal time, and I'm sure there's going to be at least 3 or 4 minutes. Here's Ashley Fletcher, 30 yards from goal. Will he have the shot? Goes to the edge of the area for Gurley. Back towards Fletcher, but he can't reach it, and Arfield takes possession down the left-hand side. Still deep inside Burnley half of the field, though. Stephen Defoe to Long. Long had to swivel there because he was in a little bit of trouble, and he had an outlet in Tom Eaton, and he did well. Good skills as well by Long, by the way. Burnley now have it with Defoe. Can he keep it in? No, he just about can't. But it's been a frustrating afternoon at the office, not helped by some very, very criminal refereeing. So we've now played the 90. Now we have, and we'll have confirmation from our fourth official today, how long there's going to be added on. And as we see a substitution almost about to take place now for West Ham. I don't know how long it's going to be. In fact, we're going to see Fernandez substituted here. So Fernandez will make way, and on it's going to be a centre back on. I don't know who it is. I'm just trying to look at the back of his name if the camera will allow it. Young Rice is a 17-year-old Irishman, and now I don't know how long we've got for stoppage time. I think it's about 3, maybe 4 minutes. I'm not so sure. I'm not so certain. I think it's probably about 3 or 4 minutes anyway. We've had at least one of the minutes. So Burnley look as if they may well fall to defeat on the last day, but their fate was already sealed. They're staying in the Premier League next season, and they'll have a second successive season in the top flight since they last achieved that feat in 74-75. In fact, they went up in 73, stayed there for 3 years till 76. And here is young Rice, number 41, gets the ball forward, hits his own man, falls for Gudmundsson. Can Burnley end the season with a flourish now? Here's Ward for Burnley, plays it in there towards Arfield. Arfield couldn't get a positive flick. Burnley still haven't given it up though. Ward with a first time cross in there, but Collins for the umpteenth time gets there first. And now West Ham on the break. Can Lanzini keep that in? I think he just about done. Away from Defoe, tried to bring him down, and here's a chance now for Faguli, but back came Kevin Long and did really well. The centre back, and gives away a corner, and West Ham will not be in too great a hurry to take the corner. We played 92 minutes now of the stoppage time, just about onside there, but long across, good cover. Corner kicked. So we played 2 minutes of stoppage time. West Ham look as if they're going to get the 3 points. Paguli with a short corner to Ayew, whose goal looks as if it's going to win the game. As the ball hooked away by Henrik. Long one up there towards Vos. Still way inside the Burnley half of the field. Burnley almost bar Ashley Barnes have got everybody back in their own half, which is quite a worry. Here's a chance now for Fletcher. Ball back across. Could be another one here. No, it's Arfield away now for Burnley down the right hand side. Is there one last opportunity left in? Scott Arfield maybe to Ashley Barnes in field. Barnes turns, that's a foul. Free kick, and Ogbonna oh, that's ridiculous. Ogbonna trying to blatantly stop that. There's got to be a yellow card for Angelo Ogbonna. You cannot do that. That's obstruction. That's an instant yellow card as far as I'm concerned. Bonnet, as far as I'm concerned. It's a 3 kick. Apologies there. And it's the 3 kick comes in. Hooked away once again. Lanzini now gets it forward. Up towards Paguli. Away there towards Stephen Ward. And Ward gets back and does really well to get it back to Tom Heaton. Just about though. And header one again. Game of head tennis. We've now coming up towards 4 minutes of stoppage time. I think there was probably 4 minutes added on. I might just be wrong. I think it was going to be 4 minutes. So we're now up towards the end of the game now. The game is up for Burnley, but the season will end. Certainly a shot was tried there by Ayew, but he's going to be the match winner surely anyway, as Creswell gets that forward. All eyes on Bobby Madley, who's not had a particularly good game in my opinion as referee. But it's going to end up being West Ham's day at Turf Moor. And they're going to probably win it now by 2-1. We've played 30 seconds over the 4. And I think the referee will surely now blow up as soon as this corner kick is taken, because West Ham have wisely not brought too many men forward. Fletcher's forward as well, but just blow the referee, and the referee will blow an end to the season at Turf Moor. A win for West Ham, but Burnley I'd already stayed up a couple of games before, but they'll be disappointed they've lost this one. The winning goal coming after 71 minutes from Ayew. Bit of luck involved. Came off the crossbar after Heaton and made an early save. And Ayew tucked it in from 2 yards out. And Burnley end the season with a 2-1 defeat to West Ham United, but stay up for a second season in the Premier League. Burnley 1, West Ham 2 is the full-time score here. As the fans go onto the field, but Burnley can be proud of their efforts this season, and they get a good standing ovation from their supporters. Burnley 1, West Ham 2 is the full-time score. Well, really disappointing game for that end for Burnley there. I apologise there for the long pause. And if anyone heard me shout Bonnie, that's because the dog was playing up towards the end of the commentary on Monday, on Sunday. So I apologise for that. But there you go. But Burnley will be disappointed, having led and then losing to an unfortunate goal like they did there. I mean, Heaton saying, world class there, but the defeat wasn't going to affect the end of the season. It has been a successful season. We've stayed up with 40 points. It's not been a bad return. I think any Burnley fan would have been offered that at the start of the season. They would have backed your hands off. Anyway, let's hear from Sean Dyche talking about briefly today's performance and the disappointment of that defeat, but giving a good appraisal for the squad at the end of the season. Let's hear him now. He's talking with the Clarets players interviewer, which is Darren Bentley.
We'll go for defeat to end the season, but I think we can gloss over that with what has been a magnificent achievement this season. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to gloss over it in a throwaway sense, but just to quickly on the game, I thought the first half of the game should have been dead. You know, we had 3 golden chances. And you've got to take them at this level. We've learned that this season, and we didn't take them. They get back in it, and then you're thinking, it's a tough one and a close one. And second half, I thought they were the slightly better side, if I'm honest. We gave away a poor second goal. That's the game really encapsulated. We'll park that. No, but overall, the season, the fans were terrific today, as they have been all season. I think that's an important thing. I think we've learned a lot this season. I think it's been a very strong season because we were given no chance, not by us here, by people on the outside, if you like, looking in. So I think, you know, it's for everyone to enjoy. I think they can have a summer knowing they're a Premier League club again, and I think that's an important factor here. You know, I really do. I think that's a real badge of honour for a club like this. Not doing us down, by the way, but I just think for when I got here 4.5 years ago, if we'd have had the journey that we've got now, then people here, I'd be surprised. Well, actually, you know the Burnley way. there'd be someone who would say, oh, you could have done that, you could have this. I still get that, which is quite interesting, but I enjoy it. I enjoy that.
20,000 people came here to effectively party today, and I think they've all shown that at the end.
I think their thirst was to win, which is correct, by the way. And I think you're right. I think overall, they'd be a bit fed up that they didn't get the final 3 points or even that point, but I think, you can tell by their reaction. They've seen a group once again give everything to the cause, and we still want to add layers of quality, of course. We still have magic moments, but they do get a group here who give everything, and I think that's a really important factor. It's the only thing I promised when I got here, by the way. My first ever press conference, I promised there'd be sweat on the shirt. I promised we'd always have a team that give everything, and I'm really proud of that.
What you could never promise was the trajectory we've been on since, and it has been constantly pretty much upwards since then. And this is the culmination of that.
Yeah, and I think that's credit to all parties. I mentioned when I got here the things I'm really proud of over a longer term view. Yeah, again, my first ever, I talked about alignment. I talked about the clear view from the board going through to managers, staff, players, and then that connection with the fans. And I think there has been that, and I'm proud of that. It's been there for a long time as well now, because it's easy to lose that. We must safeguard it. We must safeguard it, because I don't, for 1 minute, there's no negative in my words. I think it's going to be a tough season next season. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. We're going to try and shift it forward. We're going to be in the market. We're going to do what we can do. But I think it's going to be a really tough season. So I think we've got to bear that in mind, and we need the positivity from the fans that's been there all this season.
Tough season or a tougher season? Because you've raised the bar again, haven't you?
Tougher, by the way. Yeah, no. There's no guarantees of it being tough. Every season in the Premier League is tough. But tougher, only in the sense that people are going to look at you. They know a bit about you. They know about turf more now. They know it isn't a walk in the park coming in. Other teams learn as well as you're learning. So that's an important factor. We have to remind ourselves of what we've learned, put it all together, try and recruit wisely, try and improve, and keep moving forward, because that's what we've done year on year.
Does that mean it could be a busy summer for you, Gaffer?
Well, we'll try and make it a busy summer. We did, to be honest, for all the question marks, we do try and make it a busy summer every summer. People forget it's not that easy. It's not, but you can't just walk in, make a phone call and go, oh, we want that player, and they go, okay, then no problem, you have it. It just doesn't work like that. So, we've attempted to be busy every summer, so we'll try and do that again.
That's a question that's pretty constantly now for the past 2 or 3 months about Michael Keane, who was out there today celebrating with all the Burnley fans. Might we have seen the last of him, or is there still hope?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. He's got a year left on his contract. I've been very open with the information to everyone. If a situation arises that is made, makes sense to the club and the situation and the realities of the situation, then we'd look at that. If it doesn't, then he continues as a Burnley player. And there's all the noise that gets made of my words. That's just how I see it. It's pretty common sense when you think about it.
I said Sean Dyche drinks here for free. Are you going to take them up on that offer?
Well, I don't know whether they mean I actually do drink there for free, so everyone thinks, oh, it's like a sales pitch, let's go and see Sean. Or whether they think that, because I don't actually drink there, and I don't drink there for free, but if I went in, it might be meaning you're more than welcome to have a pint for free, and I might even take them at one day. Well, I'd like to think even I've earned the right to the odd free pint here. Now, I know that's difficult up here, because I've lived here for a while. It's difficult to get a free pint out of a Burnley bloke, so if I get offered one, I might even go and take it.
Well, Sean Dyche there. Well, he's been brilliant as ever, really. But let's be fair. It's been a great season for Burnley. Let's not forget about what happened on Sunday. But it's been a great season. 40 points, 16th place. If you'd have offered it us at the start of the season, we would have took it. So let's give Burnley and the team a lot of credit. Sean Dyche a lot of credit for that. And the home form has been crucial. Yes, we struggled on the trebles, 1 win away. But having said all that, it's been a marvellous season for us. To stay in the Premier League is a marvellous achievement. And that brings us to the end of this particular stream. I hope very much you've enjoyed it. Next live game we've got for you is a big one, Saturday afternoon, 5 p.m. Don't forget the time, 5 p.m. with a 5:30 kickoff. The build-up and the whole match of the 136th FA Cup final from Wembley will be there on 5 o'clock. That Saturday afternoon. We'll have a bye with me. We'll have the anthems. We'll have the teams coming out. All the build up to the final, and all the team news you need. And then we'll have kick-by-kick commentary on this YouTube channel, the 136th FA Cup live. If we need to go to extra time, we'll go to extra time. If we go to penalties, we'll go to penalties. One way or another, we'll stay with you for as long as it takes at Wembley on Saturday afternoon. So watch out for the 136th FA Cup final live from Wembley. But as far as Burnley are concerned, job done. They did it a few weeks ago. They're staying in the Premier League. Chelsea are the champions, of course. Liverpool and City got the 4th places in the Champions League. Arsenal, Manchester United and Everton are the Europa League participants. And of course the relegation spots were decided about a week ago, with Hull, Sunderland and Middlesbrough all going down to the Championship. I hope you very much enjoyed the Clarets match and the match covering all the Premier League games and the Burnley games this season. We'll see you on Saturday at 5 PM for the FA Cup final. But until then, from me, JB, enjoy the rest of your week and we'll see you on Saturday. Take care. Bye bye.